colleagues, friends, students. Good morning to all of you. In fact, at the outset, I'm very much thankful and grateful to
what we can do. Only showed the resource person.
No.
Somebody is flying. Pattern. You call me.
Yes, sir. Sir, you are sharing the team. Yes, sir, your screen is visible.
a screen is visible now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Perfectly visible.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm audible now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me start today's discussion. That again, sorry for this delay. This role of academic research and innovation for the institution building. The first question will come why this discussion, because academic research and innovation, it is already there in all universities in India. About 900 universities are there and 4,000 colleges are there. In fact, almost all universities research and innovations are there more or less. uh, and this university abroad, the about 20,000 universities there all over the world. So academic research and innovation is already there. So the first question is why to discuss again. In fact, we will be talking about the academic research and innovation for the institution building. And the type of institution we need to discuss which type of institution we will be talking about, and what type of level of academic research and innovation is required to build an institute. So this is the discussion. In fact, how to write a paper and how to write a good paper, how to write a proposal, and how to write a paper for the high impact factor journals. Those kind of discussions we will not include here. Rather, we will concentrate how to build academic institutions and the role of the research. Meenakshi madam, in fact,
Yes, sir.
all these approvals are coming to me. Anyway, I will just admit, people who want to join, it is coming to me. I think it's because I entered through your mail ID. It's fine. It's fine. For me, it's
Okay,
fine.
okay, sir.
Yeah. So the outline of the talk, I will talk about, as I said, that the type of institutions, and I'll concentrate on the young institutions, not the well-established institution for the long, because of their long existence. Some of the institutions are doing fine. I will not concentrate on them. Specifically, I will concentrate the young institutions and young world-class institutions, impactful research, and in new research areas, how it plays a very, very important role Can you hear me? Hello, I'm audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay. This, you can see the slide. So first, the characteristics of the institutions. Teaching institute, research institute, or teaching cum research institute. There are, in fact, I said that 4,000 colleges, and most of them are teaching institutes. There are good research institutions in India. You know that Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, Shah Institute of Nuclear Physics, and in other countries like Max Planck Institutes in Europe. So there are many research institutions, but if you see the top institutions in any ranking agency or mostly are teaching cum research institutions. So today also in our discussion, we'll concentrate teaching cum research institutions, and our discussion is on the building that kind of institutions, teaching cum research. And of course, there are institutions self declaration. Normally, if they claim that we are the best research institution or best teaching institution, best teaching cum research institutions, the self declaration people don't accept, and doing the things in that way, we cannot build academic institutions. In fact, even ranking agencies, you know that many ranking agencies like NIRF, like US, like Times Higher Education, Shanghai ranking. So many rankings that if you are there also.
Screen is not visible.
Hello, slide is not visible?
No, sir. Kindly share it again, sir.
Oh my God.
Anji.
Now visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's visible.
Okay. So even the ranking agency says that you are there. It's practically many people don't like a particular ranking agency, and people 100% people don't like or don't depend on the ranking agencies. So neither self declaration is working, nor the rank your institution is on the top rank. Based on this, you cannot claim that, or you cannot believe that your institution is one of the top, or you have built an institution. So rather, I'd like to share one point with all of you, that an institution where the students from all over the world, including the country that you belong to, uh, again, students from all over the world wish to study, and professors wish to migrate to that institution from their own institution to have a teaching and research experience. So if you see that people from all over the world want to migrate to your institute, then you can claim that, and you will feel that you have built an institute. And it is basically hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now it is visible.
Screen is not visible, sir.
Again, it's disconnected. connecting again, and its screen is going at.
Yes, sir, I can understand.
Now it's visible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we are talking about the institution where people from all over the world like to visit and like to have an experience, teaching and research experience. We are talking about that kind of institution to build. And about many universities are there, more than 100 universities are there in the world, where people, students from all over the world want to have an experience. Of course, in India, if you see that there are national level institutions, and but internationally from all over the world, people will come, and all over the world, professors will come and have an experience. That kind of institute is still not yet built. So internationally reputed institution as a quality institution, that kind of institution we are talking about to build through academic research and innovation. So what then the characteristics of those institutions, I would like to make it clear to all of you first. That kind of institution should have an international repute for teaching and research. People should know all over the world, and the institute should have research stars and world leaders in the fields. It is not just some good people. The institute should create some research stars or should hire research stars. As I said, that there are many institutions, because of their long existence, they have created research stars. There are some new institutions like, say, Hong Kong University of Science and Technology, like Narayan Technological University. They hire research stars and world leaders, but that kind of institute, you need to have the research stars and world leaders in a particular field, in their own field. And you need to have a world-class departments. So not necessarily all the departments should be world-class, but some of the departments should be known to the world. World-class departments, I mean, to say that some of the departments should be known across the globe and has a distinctive reputation and focus in its lead subjects. So you need to have some flagship program. You need to lead from the front in some of the areas. I'm saying globally. So, and you need to have that kind of guts of generating innovative ideas and produces basic and applied research output, both basic and applied. And you need to have a path-breaking research output recognized by your peers, and prizes, awards, say Nobel Prize, in our country, Vatnagar Award, that kind of award your people, your department should have, and it makes contribution to society through research and innovation. So there should be impact. That I am coming the next slide. There should be impact of your research work to the society, and you need to continuously benchmark with the top universities. So these are the some characteristics of the institutions as far as research concerned to make a world-class institution or to build that kind of an institution through your academic research and innovation. In fact, that idea I got from, I read one article of UK Higher Education Leadership Foundation. So it's a very good article, how to make world-class institution. I very much agree with all these points. And these are the characteristics of the institutions I am talking about, and we'll concentrate our discussion how to make this kind of institutions. And I said that top young institutions, in fact, some institutions in our country, we have IITs, we have IIC. Because of the long existence, they have already got some international reputation. Universities like Cambridge, like Oxford, and uh, in US many, because of their long existence, they have already got reputation. I'm not talking about at this point that those institutions, but is it possible for the young institutions to be on the top? I was trying to find the answer. Then I found that some of the institutions, like you can see here, year of establishment, within 50 years of their establishment, this UCAST, that City University of Hong Kong, Postech, Nanyang Technological University, then KAIST. So many universities are there. Within 50 years, they have reached on the top. And mostly Asian universities are doing fine in the last about 5 years, or before that, history of Chinese universities, South Korean universities, Hong Kong universities, they did well. And after that, Malaysian universities, they are growing fast. And very recently, last 5 years, what I'm saying, that some universities of Philippines, some university of Indonesia, even Bangkok, one or two university are doing good. And very recently, our government has taken a decision to make some of the universities in the top. You know that the idea of institution of eminence, government has taken that project. But this was taken by countries like China, Malaysia, South Korea long back. And that is why you can see that many institutions of Hong Kong, Singapore, China are doing good. So these top young institutions, and before that, I have told you about the characteristics of institutions, and these institutions have that kind of characteristics, and all those things, say NTU, say Postech, they have. So we are going to discuss about to build that kind of institute. Even if we all have, all the 900 universities of India, we have teaching and research more or less. Impact full research. Research should make a difference to society. Environmental impact, health and well-being impact, agriculture impact, the agriculture. So lot of research papers we publish. In fact, for myself also, 5 years back, when I saw 100 papers published in the Scopus, so I really thought that yes, some students got PhD, and even some of the papers are in very good high top level journals, and all these things are fine. But the question is that how it has helped the society, what kind of changes I could make from my research papers. This is very important. In fact, I was one of my senior colleague of NUS, National University of Singapore. He said that in Singapore, it is really very difficult to get a new problem, especially environmental problem, because last so many years, because of government fund and because of many professors of NUS, NTU, and especially these two universities are in Singapore doing fine. And they have solved so many problems. But in India, that even if we go outside from the home, we will see that a problem which can be solved technically. So as for example, for pollution, we publish a lot of research papers, but how many product has come to solve those problems? It's not only just pollution. You see water, this arsenic problem, then like that health and well-being. Now very recently that the University of Oxford, that the vaccine, we know about how a university is changing the society. Oxford is in a very big scale, but even a small device things are coming up. How we can change or make an impact to the society by the university. And you know that many inventions university are very involved involved, and many universities are known for their inventions. Even you know that Stanford, Google, many people know Google, but they don't know Stanford, because even in society, in very root level, people are very much aware of Google search, how it is helping the society. But similarly, you say ultrasound, it's very 1958 University of Glasgow, then webcam, University of Cambridge, and insulin, it's helping society a lot. So like that in agriculture, you will see that many products, self-guided products, precision agriculture, how ICT is being now. If you see the agricultural instruments, the farmers are using the modern instruments, and most of the ideas came from the universities. So we need to see that how many ideas have come from our university, of our country. In fact, government is saying about the manufacturing in India, made in India. So it is not that idea or patent from other universities abroad and we will make it. It is it can be done, but not that it is acceptable always. We need to make our own patent, own ideas, own IPRs, and manufacture from our ideas, our means from our universities. So that gradually people will respect our university and people will not go abroad for higher education. So that respect is very important. uh, and that's why I'm saying that reputation internationally. In fact, so as I said, that self declaration is not acceptable. Ranking agencies, so many ifs and buts are there. So those are not acceptable. Only people say you are good, then you are good. So research should contribute to the economic development of the institute and the country. And many universities earn a lot of money through their patents. So and also, of course, it helps for the economic development of the country. Innovation brings changes in our daily life. You know that the self-driving car, and in high-tech, modern, smart city, you will see that every moment you will feel that how innovations from universities bringing changes the daily life from morning to evening. So commercialization measures the impact of research. Uh, this is again a big challenge, that to get the commercialization, and IPR should go to the market. And there are IPRs, there are patents in different universities, but there is a big task in between to make that IPR and for the market, to means finally to commercialize it. So this has to be done by the universities to make or to build the university. And all those universities, I said that about more than 100 universities across the globe, they're doing these things and people are aware of. So suddenly in one meeting, I said that a university learned the university from Sweden saying that this Bluetooth has come because of the research in our university. Of course, Ericsson has done it, but the main work was done in the Lund University, Sweden. So top inventions and inventors mostly from US and UK and other European countries. So this invention, impactful research is something the academic institutions need to do to build an institution. Then new research areas. Another point I would like to discuss. I don't say that research areas are outdated, but because it is always relevant. Uh, you see that one German inventor, Carl Benz, you know, are familiar with Benz. In 86, he got a patent for the car, and first car he made. Today, the most uh, modern car in the road, the self-driving car, all autonomous vehicle, basic principle is still the same thing. So in any area, the basic principle, basic research area, we supposed to know. Even if we see that even in a washing machine, many new features are there, but always areas, normally many people say that outdated research areas, it's not correct. Actually, research areas we need to know, and we need to see how it can be improvised and make it smart. So we need to know the basic research areas. Then some of the areas are not new, but new for some institutions. So that the upcoming areas and most recent areas. Normally, some of the universities, top universities, they are studying on those and they are doing research. So we need to be aware of those new areas, and we need to study, we need to do research, we need to find new things from those areas. I will discuss details later. Idea of new research areas from interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary, and transdisciplinary approaches. That the next slide. So this is something worldwide people are thinking, people are doing. Before that, there is something called single discipline or monodiscipline. It will not work further. We need to think of now interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary, and transdisciplinary approaches. I'm coming to the slide next, very, very important topic. Idea of new research areas from new problems. So as I said that when you will go outside, you will see an environment, so many, if you really observe that so many technical problems, new problems we can think of, and if we do research on those new problems, we will find new research areas. And sometimes we need interdisciplinary approach, sometimes we need multidisciplinary approach and transdisciplinary approach to solve the new problem. But ultimately, it will give us new research areas, new thoughts, new methods, new mathematics, new models, new theory. So these things, what I'm saying, that we need to think many areas for the first time. You see, all these subjects, mechatronics, biomedical, bioinstrumentation, nanobiotechnology, telemedicine, what is called cyber security, data science, all these new areas, sometimes some universities, some professors or scientists thought. So we need to think about a new, and it's not necessary that always US universities and UK universities will initiate a new thought, and after that we will study, and not necessary. We need to think of new areas. In fact, that is the job of an academic institution. What is the point of discussion today? To make, to build an institution. That kind of institutions need to think about innovative areas, completely new areas. It requires a lot of thoughts. It requires people who can think and implement. Both are important. New research areas ensures more citations. Citation is something it's very, very important. It helps for ranking. I have been working in ranking and accreditations in VIT since last 4 or 5 years. So citation, paper, all these things. But today, what I'm going to discuss the next level. So if you have a new research area, if people accept that area, if it is if it contributes to the society, of course, you citation people will cite it like anything. New research areas are the USPs of the institution, that unique selling proposition. So your institution should be known for some of the research areas. I have already said the characteristics of the institution. It is there. In some of the areas, you need to lead from the front. I am not saying just regionally. I am saying globally. That your university should be known for some of the uh, unique research areas. I said that interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary, transdisciplinary approaches are very, very important. I just, because there are some students here, some of my young colleagues are here, I want to explain these three things. And first of all, it is interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary, or transdisciplinary. Basically, you are trying to solve a problem. Multidisciplinary, you see the second one figure. Basically, all these are working for a particular topic. In multidisciplinary topic, say the people, different disciplines are existing separately. As for example, telemedicine. People from communication, people from medicine or medical science, health science, people from computer science, the separate team will work how to help the patient from a distance, remotely. So they will, the manager will give the work to them, and they will give the work, and finally doctor will help the patients remotely. So it's a multidisciplinary work. But in interdisciplinary work, in multidisciplinary work, they don't share or they don't work with each other. They only give their output. But in interdisciplinary, they share data, thoughts, mathematics, ideas with each other. And say in say mechatronics, mechanical, electronics, automobile engineers, they sit together and solve a mechatronics problem. But transdisciplinary is above all this. It includes a smart city project. It includes, it goes beyond academicians. It goes beyond scientists and academics. Even it includes local people, others, all stakeholders. So it's a transdisciplinary concept. It's a higher level synthesis. In the first diagram, you can see that I'm not saying that mono or single discipline. There are some problems can be solved. Physics, what is called, say, computer programming. You can solve some problems using computer programming or anything. So, but that is not the future. Future is interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary, and transdisciplinary approaches. So, if you solve a particular problem, work on a particular problem, and whatever may be your approach, interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary, or transdisciplinary, you will get the idea of new research areas, new subjects. Today, something is in research lab. Tomorrow, it will be it will go to your syllabus, a new subject. All subjects, almost all subjects have come like this to us. So you will get the idea of new research areas, and in academic research and innovation, this approach says interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary, and transdisciplinary approaches are very, very important. And we need to build a culture of interdisciplinary work. In fact, recently, the NEP, our national program, this education program 2020, the chairman of the committee, Kasturi Rangan sir, he said that professors need to be able to work in multidisciplinary areas. Exactly the line, but let me read it because I'm quoting him. Just 1 second, it will take. He said professors need to be able to make connections between multiple disciplines. Again, professors need to be able to make connections between multiple disciplines. So the leaders in research of each and every university need to understand it, that the Dr. Kasturi Rangan, he felt that this is very important. Professors need to be able to make connections between multidisciplinary these disciplines. So now the research leaders, it is very, very important, especially the academic research leaders need to think about these three new things. And I have given the source here. I said some of the new courses or emerging areas of knowledge. Roboticization, actually making the things or getting the things through robots. So this is this robotics and automation is a very, very important area for coming days, because you know, this pandemic, people say the new normal. Basically, in the new normal, both digital and physical infrastructure will be there. And after this pandemic also, not that everything will be exactly normal what it was. So we need to depend many things on robotics and automation and cloud computing, data science, sensors, nanoscience and technology, life science, automotive electronics, smart energy system, vertical power farming, sustainability engineering, connection science, precision agriculture, 3D printing, information security, bioinformatics, IoT, smart materials, autonomous vehicle, virtual VR, AR, cyber physical system. So these are some of the areas in some universities already we have in India. But in case it is not there, we need to seriously think on working and doing on these areas, because at least next 5 years, all these areas will dominate. I'm saying in engineering, there are, I don't have expertise in other areas like arts, then fashion technology, hotel management, business management, many other areas. So these are some areas in engineering, at least next 5 years, it will dominate. And people will be talking about. And if you do research in upcoming areas, the chance of citation is more. The reason is people are talking about, people will be talking about. And talking about means they are discussing, they are doing research. So citation will come in these areas rather than the old areas, what we know, but people are not doing research on those areas. People are not discussing, people are not talking about. So we need to think about the upcoming areas like this, and chance of citation, of course, more. And these are all these things are important to solve the social problem. Artificial neural network, machine learning, you know, it has a lot of applications almost in all fields, business, all these things are coming gradually in India. So it has already come in some of the institutions as a research area or a teaching area. So this is just few. Of course, there are many. We need to think of complete. These subjects actually not new. These are the emerging areas. So we need to think of completely new areas. So that is very, very important. Now, I would like to discuss about another important topic. Research collaboration and networking. Research collaboration is the key. Gone are the days when people like an island, they used to work on their own area, used to write their papers and publish. But a good researcher, good scientists never do that. In fact, we are aware of in those days how Einstein was connected with Chaitanya Bose. We studied about the Bose-Einstein statistics. So during that time, Einstein was connected with many scientists, even Indian scientists. So collaboration, the idea of collaboration is not new. Publicizing your research, but what I'm trying to discuss, how to improve this collaboration. What is collaboration? No need to explain here. Publicizing your research, if you have research output, it is not wrong to say that I have done some good work. Normally in India, we are not, we don't like it that we have done to say others that we have done a good work. But fast growing universities, I have given example of some of the fast growing universities, they don't do that. They simply love to say that I have done a good work, and they share it with their colleagues. Then diversity in expertise, very, very important. First of all, in your own university, you need to have diversity. If you think that I have 10 departments and 10 departments are working well, no. I said about the multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary and transdisciplinary, to ensure that you need to have expert in different areas. Nowadays, the electronics engineers are collaborating with music experts and psychologists. So you need to have psychologists. You can say that you can collaborate with the other universities, but if you do not have expertise, why other universities will collaborate with you? So now we need to have different subjects. In fact, it is one of the target for IOEs. Now even IITs, they are trying to add many new areas in diversified field. Collaboration through research starts. So we need to hire research starts, we need to collaborate. And why research starts, I'm saying here, if you do not have research star, known expert in the world, people may not like you to collaborate. Collaboration is not something that you request someone to work with you. So they need to know you that you are doing fine in this area. So that is why university like NUS, NTU, UCAST, they very frequently they hire research stars for 3 years, 5 years, and establish an area of research. I'm saying research star. Suppose in our country, Professor Siana Rao is that kind of research star in nanotechnology. So many people want him. Many universities abroad, known universities abroad, want him to establish nanotechnology in their university. So like that, we need to have research star to establish a department, to establish a particular lab where people from top universities will collaborate. Otherwise, if you do not have star, people will not collaborate. Very simple. Building research infrastructure. This is something we need to attract collaboration. If you do not have that, why people will come? Collaboration is both way process. Both of them need each other. So then only things will work. Otherwise, no. Strategy in partnership. This is very, very important for collaboration. You need to see a strategic location. There are some location, as for example, if you are working in a particular area, say Hindu temples, you see people from Nepal, people from Bali, people from Mauritius, people from Bangladesh, only some countries you will get. So if you think of that strategic location, even you know that some of the countries are very good, say in agriculture. Uh, you need to, as for example, in automobile, Japan is doing extremely well. Some of the universities are doing it. So that is why I've written the last point is institution. So strategically, you need to decide the institute to collaborate. It is not that anyone will come and I will say yes. Or you need to plan for that. Then research areas. I've already said about the new research areas. Collaboration, strategically, you need to decide the area where people will be talking about so that you can attract more citations. Then people. If you can collaborate with a professor of, say, IISc Bangalore, chance of citation is more. And I have made one study that citation in US and UK, US followed by UK, now of course China is doing fine. So chance of citation is more if you collaborate with good people of those countries. So strategically you need to decide, the dean of the school or the vice chancellor need to decide the strategic location, strategic area, strategic people, strategic institution to excel in particular area in future. Excel means to lead from the front. For that you need people, you need to have research star, otherwise those people will not come forward. To improve the collaboration, we can join PhD program, join research centers with top universities. If you go to NUS, you will see that even NTU, I have visited many universities, I've seen that how they have established research centers. In VIT also 1 or 2 we have. So with top universities, top 100, top 200 universities. Then another thing that more collaboration ensure more citation. Just to give an example, you see that University of Cape Town international collaborative paper 53.6%. Their citation per publication is 8. Whereas another university, says Tsinghua University, you know Tsinghua University is one of the top 50 university in the world. Their international collaboration is lesser than that University of Cape Town. There is 23.9 and their citation per publication is 5.1. So international collaboration, if you a collaborative paper, collaboration, if you have chance of getting citation is more. It is, in fact, in VIT also, for VIT we have done one study. What is that? Yeah, yeah, the same thing that our VIT we have seen that we have 11.5% papers internationally collaborative, and we found that citation per publication is the most for internationally collaborative papers. So that study we have done for VIT also. At this point of time, if any question, Meenakshi madam.
Yes, sir.
So any question you are getting, I will be happy.
Yes, sir.
Or you will do it at the end.
If anyone want to ask any question, kindly you have to put it on a chat box.
Yeah, that will give me a break also, that I'll discuss with you. I would love to
Yes, yes, yes.
share my experience with all of you. So I'll proceed, madam.
Sir, at the time there is a no question.
Yeah, so let me proceed then.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So networking. In fact, on the first day in this workshop, the one gentleman, the keynote speaker from industry, he said, I liked it very well, that very much, that networking, the importance of networking in today's world. It is not only in industry or sales and marketing. Networking is the prerequisite for getting success in research also. So a good researcher nowadays is highly connected. In fact, in 2018, I attended, I had a talk in US, MIT. It's a QS conference. There were vice chancellor, he was the vice chancellor during that time, Professor Alex, and he said that connection improves performance. And MIT has a lot of activities to connect the world. You know, in MIT health science, they have a lot of activities with different universities abroad. So what I'm trying to say, that a university like MIT, they are already on the top. In fact, you see, just in Google, write connection science, you will see that how MIT successfully teaching these subjects since last 4 or 5 years. They believe in connections, they believe in networking, and that is why they are on the top. I trust that there are universities in the world like MIT, at least another 10 are there, but MIT is in the number one. One reason is probably they are highly connected with people. How to improve the networking? I told you that inform the author cited, this is a different point. You have published a paper and you cited 20 or 30 papers. Tell them that I referred your paper. 20 or 30 paper reference you have in your paper. All those 20, 30 authors, you tell them that you have cited their paper. Two things. One thing is that they will be knowing that you are working in this area and you have done a good work. Second thing is that they will also cite your paper. But I'm not saying that request them for citing your paper. You just tell them that I have cited your paper, nothing wrong. If I tell my colleague who is working in the same area, Professor Meenakshi, that I have cited your paper, nothing wrong. Promote your research areas and research outcome. So yeah, you can send the paper to the colleague, that if you have time, you can see the paper. I have done a good work, or my student has done a good work. So nothing wrong that to share your research achievement with your friends, colleagues. Of course, nowadays, we all need to be a member of ResearchGate, LinkedIn. We need to keep people posted. And also, we need to attend the good conferences abroad and India. And for networking, for knowing each other. Attending, I see that many people go to conference and they present the paper and they hardly give time for attending other papers. I would like to suggest that to attend all the presentations 3 days and target the people to make friendship. It helps a lot for improving citations, for collaborative work, for many things. You will understand. This is very, very important, especially for the young researchers. Visiting universities in India, abroad, these things you need to do frequently. And institutions need to encourage people accordingly. Otherwise, network will not be built. Visiting industries in India abroad. I'll tell you, it is a separate slide is there for industry. And visiting professor assignment, adjunct professor assignment, guest lecture assignment, whenever people invite you, accept it, give some time, because it will help you to improve your network. Extremely important, this visiting professor, adjunct professor, and guest lecturer. Also, you invite them to your lab, your department, your institute, and so that you can make friendship with them. And your web presence, media awareness, increase visibility. If you do something breakthrough kind of research, nothing wrong to say media. All universities in the world nowadays, I see that our top institutions also do that. So web presence, your own website, and posting the things in the web, it's very, very important. University database of academicians and employers. This is another suggestion that the institute should have at least 5 lakh address, email IDs of professors, scientists, employers from across the globe, so that they can share, they can post the good things that are happening in the institute. This is the way we can build such an academic institution, academic atmosphere. I'm talking about today that kind of institution. Very frequently we get mail from NTU, we get mail from top universities, also fast growing universities. What are the good things they are doing? So nothing wrong to share that our institution or our department is doing good things. Ethics in research, it is also a prerequisite, not necessary to explain. And I would say that strong ethical ambience in the campus is very, very important. It is not just ethics in research. You cannot say that my section we have ethical practices. In other sections, don't. It's not like that. Complete ambience in the campus. There should be a integrity kind of things, and especially in research is very, very important. And this ethical ambience, ethical practices, it is a top-down process. It comes from the top. If people see that our leaders in the institution are highly ethical, they allow only ethical practices in everything, then they will practice it. So it's a top-down process. We need to understand it and respect it. Leadership need to continuously educate researchers. And on this ethics, especially, it is very, very important for many universities and colleges in India. And it's a continuous request, suggestion. Training is very, very required in the campus. Requires financial solvency and infrastructural facilities. We always say top universities in abroad, fast-growing universities, but how many of us really analyzed what is the budget for the university? What is the salary of the professors? What are the infrastructural resources they have? This is also important to make people ethical, so that they don't think other than the research and teaching. So their budget is like anything else compared to Indian institutions. So this financial solvency we also need to take care of. Strong ethics brings quality in research. No need to explain. Unethical practices in research make the institute blacklisted. It is not only make the person blacklisted, also the institute will be blacklisted, especially by the journals, by the editors, by the associate editors, by the editors in chief. Once they see that, even I have seen some top institutions also, if any unethical paper is there, they send immediately that paper to some people to verify. Editor in chief, that is also one responsibility of him. So immediately the person will be blacklisted and the institute will be blacklisted. In the long run, institutes suffer a lot rather than the person. So that is why it's a prime responsibility for the institute to take care of this. Digital infrastructure for future. I will not discuss about the physical infrastructure. You are all aware of that. And that world-class infrastructure institute should have to make a world-class institution. What I'm trying to say that the building an institute, what was the topic, and that to do the justice of the topic, it's very, very important. One is high-end connectivity, 5G, 4G, the next generation connectivity is very, very important, because it is not just a meeting, not just taking a class. I will discuss some of the things where you really need high-end connection. Computation facilities. Professors, research scholars, they need to go for new mathematical model they need to develop. New simulation tools using that mathematical model and code. New algorithm. Normally we use the simulation softwares developed by other universities. In my area, we use a lot of, in Purdue University, they developed this TCAT, Synopsys, Purdue, Stanford, and those universities. So time has come for us to develop our own software. And still we are using that Google, MS Team, all these things are not, none of these things developed by us. It is developed by other countries, other universities. So now we are thinking about the world level institute. It is very, very important now to write our own code and to develop our own software. It may go to market for others. And for that, we need high-end connectivity. For that, we need high-end computational facilities. It is simply not possible by if you don't have that kind of high-end computational facilities. In this way, only if we follow these practices in academic research and innovation, only it is possible to make that kind of institutions. Powerful learning devices, powerful laptops, powerful phone. M-learning, mobile learning is very, very popular for the students nowadays. They love to learn through mobile, and it has become more important because of this pandemic. But somehow we need to procure that powerful learning devices. Who will procure, it's different issue. Smart infrastructure with modern tools. An institute should have that kind of infrastructure. Immediately the tool, e-tool will work, that people will understand that they have all smart infrastructure and well coordinated. Internet of Things, it is not for a study, it need to work in the campus. And it has a lot of applications when you will develop virtual lab. So this is again a big challenge, not only in India, in other countries also, especially in this pandemic, for an effective virtual lab. For software experiments, it may be easier, but for hardware experiments, actually, recently NAC has published a book. I have an article there, virtual lab. We did some work with MHRD in 2012-13. So virtual lab is important digital infrastructure we need to build in the campus for hardware labs also. And robotization. This is important for all the departments. Even in virtual lab, you can control the robot remotely to do the experiment. And you can see that the robot is doing that. He is changing or she is changing that function generator, giving the signal, increasing the signal, getting the output. All these things robot is doing. You are only instructing robot. So this application of robots now it is becoming very important, and in future its importance will be more because of this new normal. In fact, in December I visited 15 universities in Japan. Their history in robots since long back they have been working at many problems they are solving through robot. So multimedia, a full-fledged multimedia studio we should have. Of course, that all of you know. Virtual centers for recreation. Students' recreation is very important, even faculty recreation. That center, e-library, it's a powerful e-library for not only students, teachers also. E-magazine, e-journals, e-books, everything they should get through e-library. It has to be rich e-library. Application of AI is there everywhere. So some of the points for digital infrastructure for the future I have shared with all of you, my experiences. Of course, it includes many other things. Connecting industries. Visiting major industries of India and abroad. Why to go to industry? In fact, now my friend, my friend, he's working. He has 42 patents. I asked him how you got these patents. So he's an NTU acid professor now. So he said that I go to industry, I talk with industry R&D people, and after some discussion, I find that they are facing some problems. And industry problem idea is the idea of a patent, because they work on the very current field. So he get the ideas, patent ideas mostly from industries, and work with them, for them, and generate fund. And in some of the areas in India, most of the industries, they don't have R&D facilities in some areas. So in that case, we need to be global. But industry connection is a must for science and engineering departments, of course, nowadays for all. Online platform to connect industry, IPR and marketing experts. There should be a platform so that your students can connect industry people, IPR experts and marketing experts. At this point of time, I would like to tell you one thing, that mostly our students and teachers up to prototype they are expert, but after prototype going to market, it's a big job. So many steps are there in between. So that is why there should be a full-time office and people to do those things. And now we need to connect all these people online. Connecting industry through alumni network. This is a very important and a very effective tool to connect industry through alumni. Assessing institutional strength for industrial consultancy by an institute should have industrial advisory board. In fact, our professors, including me, we some don't know that whether my lab or myself good enough to get an industrial consultancy or good enough to work with industry. I don't know. That is why industrial advisory board in the department is very important. And one-to-one, when I was the dean of the school, electrical engineering, I was trying to make it happen, and it has happened for many labs. One lab should be connected to the one industry or one industry expert. A joint consortium of several universities and industries. Very, very important, a joint consortium, so that you can proceed further for research. Research excellence framework. It is there in UK. In our country, we have NIRF, National Institution Ranking Framework. This is research excellence framework. To find the institutions leading the world or internationally excellent, nationally excellent, somehow globally recognized and locally recognized. This institution, of course, this government would think, but in institution, we can do it department-wise. Whether we have that kind of people, that kind of atmosphere in my university, whether any world leader we have or not, or at least globally recognized people we have or not. So that kind of research excellence framework, if we have, it will help us to grow. Another important question is quantity versus quality. This is always a debate, especially in some in India, many universities, because we will go for quality, we will go for quantity. You see the last two columns, I have made an analysis of some of the institutions in 400 to 500 range, because normally top institutions are fixed, means they are not growing or not growing. But if you go below 400, 500, you see variations every year. So these are some of the institutions doing fine, and I have taken this randomly from this 100 range, about 15 institutions. You can see that 13, last line, if you see, 13 citations per faculty per year, and 1.22 per faculty per year publication in journal. So they have not compromised with quality and quantity, means both. In fact, in India also, we have made an analysis that I have taken one top IIT, Madras, IISc, one middle level IIT, Guwahati, one new IIT, one government university. You see, these universities are normally on the top in the ranking. And they are doing good in both quality and quantity. I have given our data also. But you see that in research, IITs are extremely good because of their long existence, because of their national institute of importance. Of course, IISc is excellent. Worldwide, I am saying, there is no comparison, cannot be compared with an institute like us, either in quantity or in quality. So you see that even IIT Indore, a new institution, but they didn't compromise with the citation per faculty per year. That means quality. So that is why conclusion I have made that we need both, and if it is one, it is quality.
You have all the names of the agents, sir. Anybody's name you don't have, sir.
This is the source is a Scopus, and it's a per year data. So then this is my final slide. I have some of the recommendations. First of all, to make or to build that kind of institutions,
I am sending you the link.
if you have any question, you can write the question and I will be very happy to answer. So final slide, let me see recommendations that to grow or to make a such kind of institution, we need Indian professors or scientists, academicians with global vision. In fact, one example that our Prime Minister, he has no degree from big university, but he has a vision for the country. So that vision is very, very important. But in fact, we don't need people from abroad to build an institution. They work here for some time and to work for collaboration and other things. But we need our people with global vision. Institutional commitment for research excellence, commitment. In fact, the first day, I will quote him that he said that one thing. He compared with Sachin and Binod Kambli. Very nicely said that Binod Kambli is talent, but Sachin was devoted. So this devotion, in fact, devotion comes from commitment. So commitment in research excellence is very, very important. Then all these things will happen. Need huge investment, would need not depend on government, especially private players like us. In VIT, we are very much careful for that. Research should be free from mental and emotional stress that university need to take care. Some institutions, I heard that they take 50%, 20%, 30% salary even during pandemic, which is not correct. So institutions should be, researchers should be free from all the mental and emotional stress, and university leaders need to take care of that. Awards and incentives for researchers, very, very important. And need-based hiring of research starts need-based. Which area you want to grow, you want to lead. So that area you can invite some people. That what many fast-growing universities are doing, it's not new. So institutional policy for research integrity, there should be policy which should be strictly followed by the people, by the researchers, a culture of professionalism. So we need to do justice to our designation. In fact, assistant professor, associate professor, professor, senior professor, all should devote to teaching and research both. Only if there are lecturers, they can concentrate on teaching. Otherwise, teaching and research both are important for all. Encourage out of the box ideas, provide resources and freedom to implement. So this is another important point for academic research. If people sometimes will give you some thoughts that you will feel like that this man is mad or what. No, it is, if someone is saying mad means it's good, I think Ratan gentleman said that I won't get industrialist. Anyway, so if there is a new idea, please encourage and provide all resources and freedom. I can tell you 5 stories right now that how one is Shuji Nakamura, the professor from Japan, recently he got a Nobel Prize. So how he was initially discouraged then encouraged. So all these stories are there. So we need to encourage the new ideas and help them to make it happen. Minimize the gap between higher education and real business world. So this is very important to minimize the gap. And policy to sustain. All these things what we are doing, we need to have a policy to sustain. Of course, this is the final slide. That solution is in our mindset. Your mindset is a growth mindset or fixed mindset. If you have a growth mindset, then you will work hard, you will be dynamic, you will, if there is a problem, you will see this, how to solve it. Otherwise, if you are fixed mindset, it will make you lazy. If you think that I have already achieved a lot and are complacent, and then you will see that all problems, what is called a student problem, teacher problem, government problem, local problem, all these problems you will see disturbing you. But basically all these problems will be there, must be there, always they are everywhere in all countries, more or less. But if you know that you will have to grow, all these problems will be solved over a period of time, because ultimately you have taken the challenge to grow. That kind of growth mindset is important for every researchers, especially the leaders, deans, directors, and pro vice chancellors, vice chancellors. Growth mindset, it is extremely important for the entire campus. Thank you very much.
Yes, anyone want to ask any question? Actually, sir, your session was informative and we learned lots of things. At that time, there is no any question. If any question will come, then I will just drop a mail to you. Everyone is saying to thank you so much for a informative session. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
At that time, sir, there is no any question. But if there is the question will be come on my side, so I will just drop a mail. Thank you so much. You have given us a lots of time, valuable information that is more important to for the youngest university, private university, even for the every government university. These are the basic requirements. So thank you, sir.
I've given my mail ID to all, psmollik at vit.ac.in. So if you have any question and any discussion, you can always send a mail to me. So
Okay, sir, done.
I've sent given in the chat box for the participants.
Thank you, sir. If anyone participant want to ask any questions, sir have dropped a mail ID, so you can directly contact with sir. Thank you, sir. Thank
Okay,
you.
madam. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thanks for your help.
Thank you, sir.